Yo guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm sorry for not uploading for nearly 2 weeks. I've been so busy with work and other things that I haven't been able to upload. Today's video is going to be a bit different. I'm going to go over how to boost FPS and reduce stutters while gaming. I've had a few people recently saying they're getting really bad frame drops, and I think this video will help a lot of people out. Anyway, let's move on with the video. Right guys, so now what we're going to do is we're going to head over to settings on the bottom left. And we're going to go to system, and then display is the first one we're looking at. Go all the way down to graphics settings. For some of you guys, if you're NVIDIA users, you will have something here called hardware accelerated GPU scheduling, which reduces stutters, improves latency, and just improves the general performance while you're obviously running whatever games. Down below we've got graphics performance preference, which chooses between better performance or battery life when using whatever game, or when you're playing a game. To find lists, you obviously go to the drive that your game is installed on. So you go to list PC. On my C drive, go to program files, Epic Games, Fortnite game, binaries, Win64, and what you're looking for is the one with the biggest file size. So this is the one you need here. So if I click on this, it says it's already there. Go to options, and you obviously want it on high performance. Okay, and what we're going to do now, obviously turn your notifications off. No one wants notifications popping up when you're playing. It isn't going to affect your performance, but it will just be a nuisance. We're going to go down to power and sleep now. Make sure your screen doesn't ever turn off, so set that to never, and same with it never going to sleep, set it to never as well. Go to the right on related settings and hit the additional power settings. As you can see, I have got an AMD CPU, so I am using the AMD high performance power plan. This is a really good power plan if you are with AMD, so I would stick to this. But if you're with Intel, it's worth having ultimate performance mode on. So obviously you can change the advanced settings, but I will leave a link to a video to do that. I won't go into that, but yeah. If it's going to come up like this, and you're not going to have the additional plan, so click on the arrow down, and obviously you see it there. I'm going to show you guys how to get this, how to get the ultimate performance. Copy and paste this command. I will leave it down in the description, and go to the command prompt, run as admin, and all you need to do is Control and V and hit enter, and it says look, ultimate performance. So when we look back, let's just get rid of that now. There we go. There we go. There we go. We've got 3 there now. So that's how you add it. If you haven't already got it there, that is worth doing. That is definitely worth doing. Right. So what we're going to do, guys, is head over to apps. Go to starter apps. You obviously don't want any apps running from the startup. Obviously, this means that if you don't even click on them, they're going to start up anyway. So obviously you don't want that. You want to disable all these. So yeah, you can do that like that, or you can go to Task Manager and go to Startup there and disable them all. So now, guys, what you can do is come down to the search bar and type in background apps. There we go. Type in background, it'll come up. Second one down. Basically, guys, you want all of these off. You don't want apps to run in the background. Obviously, preventing an app from running in the background, it doesn't mean you can't use it. It just simply means that it won't be running without your permission, basically. So let's say I open multiple things, they will all still run in the background, but if I turn my computer on, all these apps aren't going to be running as soon as it's on. Obviously this is going to help because you're not going to have loads of background processes going on, and it means when you're gaming, all the processes are just going to be from your game, and it will mean that you can get the best FPS you can. Without having to obviously give out all the processes to every single app. What you can do now, guys, is head over to the gaming section. Make sure this is off. If you are recording, you want to be using your graphics card. So obviously it would be GeForce Experience and like the AMD software. If you're with AMD, you don't want to have this on. Come down to game mode. It's a bit of a hit and miss with this. Some people say it's better to have game mode on. Some say it's better to have it off. I've just left it on. It doesn't seem to affect too much for me. Guys, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to disable the export services. If you do use the export services for like the exports app, I recommend you don't. It really does affect your performance on your PC. There's been many studies to show this, so it's worth disabling it. How you do this is you type in services. Obviously, just press X on your key. Well, that didn't work, but scroll all the way down to X, obviously. Right at the bottom, you've got these 4 exports services. You can just click on these and set it to manual and make sure it's stopped. And click apply. And you can do that for all 4. So make sure it's on manual, make sure it's stopped, and apply. And then that way the export services will not be running. So now guys, what we're going to be talking about is keeping your PC clean, and I don't mean actual cleaning your PC, I mean keeping your files clean, obviously getting rid of temporary files, etc. What you can actually do is use something like CCLEANER and do a custom clean. I do actually pay for CCLEANER just because I can, but you can get this for free. And what you do is analyze. Obviously I've got about 9 GB of data that can be cleaned or removed. And actually, if you went down to %temp% in the search bar, these are your temporary files. As you can see, there's nothing on there now because CCLEANER has actually got rid of them. But what you can actually do, you can manually, if you can't bother to download that, you can get rid of temporary files. Obviously, what you have to do is go on here, delete, and do this and skip. I can't delete any of these because it needs them to run. Same with prefetch. So type in run. Prefetch. Oh, so I can't spell. Continue. Alright, so basically guys, these are all files that are prefetched by Windows. What that means is when you open an app, it's got these files here to pretty much open it faster. It really doesn't make a difference. All these really do is get clogged up in here. So it's worth deleting these now and then. You don't need to come in here every day, guys. It's just like every week or so. Delete. And obviously it's deleted what it can. You click skip, and obviously that's clean there. Another thing you can use, guys, is Adword cleaner. This pretty much gets rid of any malware or any malicious software. Well, or any malicious stuff on your computer. Obviously, if you've been on any dodgy websites or anything with viruses, this will help get rid of it. Believe it or not, if you've got malware on your PC, it will really badly affect your FPS. It could cause you to have a lot of stutters, a lot of low 1%, and obviously it will affect your ping actually. So if you, I'll leave a link to this down below, and this is what it looks like. This is free, so it doesn't matter if you've got money or not. You click scan, and you give it a few seconds. There we go. So nothing's been detected. You just click on skip basic repair, and that is it. Right guys, now we're going to be talking about GPU settings. Obviously I am with AMD, so I can only show my settings. What I will do is I will either leave a Google Drive link to the optimal NVIDIA settings, or I'll leave a video showing you guys for you NVIDIA users. So you just click on your desktop, right click, AMD Radeon software. So you go to graphics, and this is what I've got on. I'll have a minute. And click on advanced. Some of these are trial and error, guys. Like some of these will reduce, for example, they reduce lag, they reduce latency, but at the cost of lower FPS. So really, it just depends on what you want. Do you want lower latency, or do you want better FPS? You've just got to kind of find that middle ground and settle with that. But here we go. If I go down. But yeah, that's about it for that, guys. Right, guys, now for Intelligent Standby List Cleaner. Some of you may not have heard of this program. Basically what it is it cleans your standby memory, and what I mean by that is it's memory that's on standby just being wasted. What it does is it frees the memory and constantly refreshes it, so you've got that more memory there. And when I say memory, I mean RAM. So obviously this is going to help you a lot, especially if you're on 8 gigabytes of RAM. It will help you a lot because it'll be freeing up that memory and you'll get less stutters. This program helps a lot for that. So as you can see, I'll show you here. So down in the bottom right, arrow up, I've got it here. So as you can see, I've got 32 gigabytes of memory, and it tells me there I've got free memory there. What you can actually do, you can purge it yourself. So obviously it's only recently done, but what it'd do is basically when the list size is at least 1000 megabytes, it's gonna purge it. It's gonna completely get rid of that. And the same for when the memory is lower than a certain amount. So basically, guys, and obviously actually over here you've got your timer resolution. Pretty much what timer resolution is it is basically how often your processor refreshes. So the lower this number, the better. And on some older machines, this will be 15 milliseconds. So that will be a massive, that will be a drastic change for you guys, and that will make your game feel a lot more responsive. So basically what I'll do, guys, is I'll uninstall this program completely and just go over how to install it if you've never had it before. So give me 2 secs, guys. Right, guys, so basically how you install this program is you just type in intelligent, there we go, it's come up straight away. Intelligent Standby List Cleaner. It's by Wagner Soft. If you click here for download and support, and then go all the way down to official download here. Guys, you will need something like WinRAR or 7-zip to extract it. So if I extract, well, let's go show in folder. You can right click on it and then extract files. It should appear just underneath. There we go. So now we can access this folder, and all you need to access is this one here with a little icon next to it. Right click on it and run it as administrator. Yes. Okay, so here it is. This is what it looks like when you haven't done anything yet. As you can see, if your system is kind of new, it will just be 1 millisecond. But what we can do is drop that to 0.5 milliseconds, which will help. And obviously, at the minute, these are all default settings too. Basically, guys, you want these two checked. So when you come on your PC, it's always going to be down here in the corner. If you close this program, it's going to disappear. And you have to go back to this file, run as an administrator, and it'll be there again. So when you use this program, let's say you come on your PC, you can purge it yourself, and obviously it will do it itself. It will do it automatically for you. Minimize it, and when you minimize it, it'll stay there, so it'll still be running. If you exit out of it, it won't stay running in the background. So obviously you want to click here. The first thing we do is enable the custom timer resolution. So click on the, there we go. Let's stop it first. Click on this here. What you do need to do, guys, is enter this command into the command prompt. So run as administrator here. I've already done this on my PC. So yeah, guys, as you can see, it's not recognizing it because I've already done it. So what you do is enter that. It should say successful. You can close out of here. And then in here, you're going to put 0.50. Make sure there's no dots behind it. 0.50. And if you start, there we go. It's changed the current timer resolution to 0.5. When this program is open or it run in the background minimized, it's always going to be there. But if you close it, it will reset. What you need to do now is stop. Okay, so for these ones, the top one you keep the same. Keep that as 1024 megabytes. Free memory is lower than. So this all depends on how much RAM you got. If you've got 8 gigabytes of RAM, you can put this at 2000 or 4000 and see what works best for you. So they do say half of your RAM, so 4000 if it's 8. If you've got 16,000, it would be 8000 here. And obviously, like I had, if you've got 32 gigabytes, either put it as 8000 or 16,000. And then what you do now, guys, is you start it. So as you can see here, as your PC is running, it's using more and more standby memory. And then when the memory here, free memory, goes lower than 16,000, it will automatically get rid of that, and this will be set to 0. You guys can have a look on the internet. There's been a lot of research with this program, and the guy that made this program actually made display driver uninstaller, so he is a genuine bloke that is obviously trying to help everyone out. This program, I've been using it for about a year now, and it's helped me out majorly. It makes my game feel a lot more smoother and a lot more responsive just by using this program. Guys, now the last thing, now we're going to go on to into the Fortnite settings and obviously have a look at them and customize them to how we need them. Right guys, I'm not going to make this bit long, but basically how you can access the Fortnite folders or files without having to go into the game, and this way there's a few hidden settings that are already on or set on, well, enabled, sorry, shall I say, that you can turn off that you can't in game. So what you're going to do is hit the obviously search bar, %app data %, go to app data. So you're on this column here, go to app data, local, Fortnite game, saved, config, Windows client, and then game user settings. Don't open it yet. What you're going to need to do, guys, is so left click on this so it's highlighted, right click, go to properties, and basically uncheck list, because we're going to be obviously changing the settings in there. So when you go into the folder, you need to uncheck read only. That means you can actually customize things in there. So it might look a bit overwhelming to some of you guys, especially if you haven't been in there before, but a lot of this you can ignore. And what you're going to do is scroll down until you see, so you can actually set, this is how you can set your own frame rate limiter. You can see I've set mine. You can set your resolution, and what you're looking for is scalability groups. So this is like your settings in game, your view distance, everything like that. But you've got a few settings here like foliage quality and shading quality, that if you haven't been in here before, it might be set to something like 3. So for these two here, you can set to 0. Obviously, these other ones are preference, but one thing to bear in mind, with the new season, Epic settings are now actually next-gen console settings. So if you set your settings to high, like high view distance, it's the same as what Epic was last season. So you obviously, the only things you might want high or even medium is texture quality and maybe view distance. Everything else you want on 0, which actually accumulates to low in-game. I'll go over into, so what we'll do here is we'll save it, exit out of here. So now what we need to do, you can leave this unchecked. Oops, you can leave this unchecked, but what I found before was it wasn't saving my settings when doing this. If I check read only now, these settings are all locked in, so I can't change them again until I go back into here and uncheck that. But if you're worried about that, you can leave it unchecked, but like I said, sometimes you might change your settings one day and they haven't applied. So if you lock it in like that, at least that way your settings that you've already changed are already saved and set in stone. So guys, now we're back on the game. I'll just go over really quickly. Obviously here obviously it says 60 FPS, but it's because I've got a custom limiter on there, so it isn't actually 60 FPS. Make sure you're in full screen. Even if you're streaming, even if you're doing odd bits, just make sure you are. You get the lowest latency, lag doing that. As you can see, guys, these settings are exactly the same as they was in the files. So off, low, and obviously view distance medium and textures medium. A lot of you guys will probably use performance mode, and it is probably the best rendering mode. The only thing is, for me, something to do with being with AMD, I've just had really bad FPS on DirectX 11 and performance mode since it's been out. So I stick on DirectX 12 and I get a pretty decent average FPS, so I have no concern about switching. Another thing you can do, guys, obviously, let me try and find it. So go to game and replays. What you can do is turn these off. Obviously, if you are a comp player and you need a VOD review a lot, you can keep this one on. But if you don't need to go into the replays, etc., it's worth keeping these off, because it's similar to like recording your gameplay. That's what it really is, as in like when you hit your record button or whatever. So it's going to be using background processes to obviously record that. It could cause your FPS to stutter or drop more. So only use these if you're making, let's say, montages and you're using it for cinematics, or if you're a comp player and use it to, you know, go over your gameplay. Guys, I think that's going to be it for the video. I know it's been really long, but I really wanted to make this video. I hope this helps you guys out. Obviously, I am by no means a PC optimizer or tweaker. These are just tips and tricks that I have found have helped me over the last 2 years. Obviously, there's nothing major that we've done. It's just tweaking things ever so slightly to make it better for performance. Guys, if you have any questions or need any help with your PC, I don't mind doing these things for you. Just hit me up on Twitter. It's at Mearzy with 2 Y's. I'll leave all my socials down below anyway, but you guys can message me and I'm more than happy to help you. Thank you for watching today's video. I will have a montage up hopefully for next weekend. I will just have to let you guys know. You can follow me on Instagram as well. I'm pretty active on there. But anyway, guys, that's going to be it for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys soon.